What is going on, guys? Rannerz here today. Got the 4-2-3-1 custom tactics. Now we got a few game plans. Got 3 game plans plus a 4-2-3-1-2, the second variation. That's a more defensive one. I'm including it anyways just because it is what I use and it goes hand in hand really. There's no point making like a separate video on it or whatever. But basically this weekend I think I just got top 100, so like I got 28 wins, but I played my games like pretty early, so my skill rating's high. Plus, the FUT Champions Cup was on in Bucharest, #1. Where F2 Tex did win. You know, not gonna say I'm very surprised by that. He is the player this year, and you know also uses 4-2-3-1. He does use different tactics though, but that's not the point. Let's get into my tactics. Let's talk about what I know best. So because I can actually start in 4-2-3-1, I have an additional game plan because you know your balanced game plan normally people don't actually use because they just switch right away. But I am fortunate enough to actually be able to use that balanced plan as well. So it does mean I have an additional one, and you could still use all 4 of mine, but it means you would lose my ultra attacking game plan, which is 4-2-2 that I use. But I mean, it's up to you. There's probably one actually that I'm going to go through that most people won't use because it's kind of a crossing based game plan for when I just need to completely change up my game style. So you know, a lot of people won't use that. But anyways, I think I'll leave timestamps in the description as well with literally just which game plan it is if you just want like a specific game plan, because I'll have to show tactics and instructions for all of them. And I'll just have a brief description. But anyways, let's get into it. So this is my balance. We're going to start with my balance. I'll have the defensive, attacking, ultra defensive, and then I won't cover the ultra attacking one, but it's pretty self-explanatory anyways. It's just 4-2-2, fast, low counter pressure, stuff pushed up. So it's my balanced. This is what I start on. So I really do just like to keep it balanced. Got width and depth both on 5. Defensive style balance and offensive style balance. So this is basically set up for first time finesses. They're really the way to go to this year, and the main part of this is players in the box is at 4. Now what that will do is it will, when you kind of go to one of the wings, it will keep your players on the edge of the box so they actually don't crash into the box, so you can actually just pass it up around and get a lot of first time finesses. And that's the main areas you want to be using this formation. You want to just be passing it around the box, just waiting for that opportunity. The width then just has to be that high as well to kind of be able to drag your opponent left and right to kind of create the space, but then you don't want it too wide, otherwise you can't actually do the first time finesses because the players will be at just absolutely terrible angles. And then corners and free kicks. This is always going to be your preference. I would probably not really copy people's corners and free kicks. You just should kind of go through them and find out what is the best for you. So moving on, this is why my team in game. You know, as you can see, my team is pretty pay to win at the moment. After I did also pack Ronaldo over the Black Friday weekend. Also, this is post-patch tactics. Just want to clear that up again after the patch that came out just at the end of November. So for whenever you're watching this video. So yeah, that's my team in game. Let's get on to instructions. So I do have getting behind on Ronaldo. I've been debating whether to put this on or off, but yeah, I do have getting behind. Then I stay forward on the central cam, but for my wide cams, I do like them coming back because I feel like the little bit of defensive support is really important, as well as you got a lot of people attacking with fullbacks now. I feel, especially post patch. So if you can. I wouldn't do comeback on defense because then they really just come back way too much. But basic, you know, they'll be a bit annoying. They'll cut out some passes and kind of apply a bit of pressure, so they don't have all the time in the world on the fullbacks. Then I don't know how you could set this up if you had a cheaper team. I mean, I assume you could do it with maybe a Pogba, but I do like having one of my CDMs on balance, and I think that's pretty important for this formation, especially the way I play it anyways. Obviously Hullet is going to be the better. I've Hullet and Kante at attacking, so I have him unbalanced. So basically, Hullet just kind of drifts forward a little bit and just provides that extra kind of start of the attack. So the three cams and the strikers, the four attackers can kind of push up a little bit more and really apply a lot of pressure to that back line really fast. And then on my fullbacks, I do also personally use balanced. Pretty controversial decision, as a lot of people do use stay back while attacking, but I know I feel like with how long it takes to dribble, like when you're running with the ball and you're dribbling, the pace hit is quite high this year, and I just feel, if you do kind of get caught out, which does happen, once or twice a game playing like this, is you will be able to get back in time. So that's fine. Plus, it probably helps having icon centre backs that can kind of fill out that role if you can, but that's basically that covered. Now moving on to, I'll go to my attacking formation slightly first. Now this is my crossing formation, if you will. Basically, I'll just quickly go into the team. So this has Ronaldo at right attacking mid. And you can kind of see the objective right here already. You're trying to get them back post crosses to Ronaldo. I have him on the right rather than the left because left backs tend to be shorter. You got Jordi Alba, Marcelo, and then Sandro's probably the tallest. Whereas at right back, you got Walker, 6 foot, João Cancelo, 6 foot, and some people even had that Inform Munia, which is like 6'3". So you just want to, if you really want to go down this route of exploiting it, you want to definitely have your tall player on the right. Obviously, with somebody like Ronaldo, it's easy to play him out on the wing because he is good at dribbling and fast as well. It would probably be a little harder to have alternatives to this formation if you didn't have Ronaldo. Wouldn't really be sure who you'd be looking at there, but anyways, I'll quickly go back to tactics. So this is also slightly more attacking formation. I feel like the pressure on heavy touch here is big, and that's because if you can press and get the ball, and you can kind of push down that wing really fast, you can definitely get Ronaldo on the fullback rather than centre back. Just personal preference. Balance would once again work. With just slightly higher now once again, just allows a little bit more area to cross the ball in. Plays in the box, I have this on 4, and I think I might put it up a bit, maybe to about 5 or 6. The thing is, if you come to instructions, I have get into the box for cross for Ronaldo and Pele, so it is kind of okay on 4. And that, it's kind of, I'm mixing it up here. You can kind of first time finesse still if you have it on 4. I think I will try 5 or 6 though, so we'll stick with that because I want this to be only crosses really. It does make you one-dimensional, but it's still really hard to defend. If you know a cross is coming and you have Jordi Alba against Ronaldo, there's not a lot you can do about it except defend before the cross comes in. So, sometimes you can just tell your opponent what you're doing and it doesn't mean they're going to be able to stop it. But yeah, I have balance on all my cams here. I just feel like stay forward with my central cam isn't as important now because I'm looking for that cross. Really, the cam area isn't so important. So maybe a little defense that he does while being on basic defensive support does help. Then again, I've got the same setup for Kante and Hullet here because I just like to play like that. So definitely if you could try and fit like a Pogba or somebody that's still a CDM but can move forward a bit, be really helpful to your attacks. And then I just have balanced fullbacks again. Once again, now they're used even more to try and get crosses in, right? So yeah, that's basically that summed up. Now talking about more defensive formations. Now this is a kind of setup I only like to kind of use that maybe 1 goal down, or 1 goal up. Sorry. A 1 goal lead, because playing drop back, low depth like I have here, and the possession game style, it's, it definitely makes it harder to score against you, but it really does truly invite the pressure. And so I don't like playing it too much. I really use it for a specific scenario. And the thing with possession, if they do have the constant pressure, it does get a bit overwhelming. And I'll explain how I kind of counter this in my ultra defensive formation for when I have like a 2 goal lead, how I can hold it out without succumbing to that constant pressure, even though it does still get you sometimes. But yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. You got to drop back, you got the low depth, you got the possession, like I was saying. Plays in the box and width, just same as always. You know, I'm still kind of going for the same kind of first time finesses, but I'm taking my time a bit more. I've got the possession game, so it'll take me a little longer to get into them situations, which will just drain more time off the clock. And then instructions wise, I mean, I've got Cruyff on saying there's box and free roam. Doesn't really make too much of a difference. The reason I've gone with free roam this time is because when you have possession, it's kind of, you're going slow up the pitch a lot, and what free roam lets him do is he kind of goes left if you're on the left hand side, and he'll pick up the ball there, and if you're right, he'll drift over to the right and pick up the ball there. So it's just a lot easier to basically find him, if that makes sense. And then balance on Hullet, you know the drill by now. Stay back on Kante, and then this idea of stay back while attacking on the full ice, because this will lead them. I'm not going to let them counter me either. So yeah, that's that basically. And then going to the last formation. Now, maybe a little interested, thinking this is my ultra defensive formation, if you will. And you know the width is high, and the depth you may be thinking is really high. And yeah, it is. But I'm playing the 4-2-3-1 second variation now, so I just feel like even with a high depth, it's not too bad because formation itself is just so defensive. But then on my attack, I like to be a little narrow because once again it's 4-2-3-1 wide, which is wider, so I like to narrow it a bit, if that makes sense. So it's more similar to the 4-2-3-1, just normal, the narrow version. Then plays in the box I have pretty high as well. Just, you know, I have kind of a different game style when I'm actually playing like this. And I have corners and free kicks low, so I don't get counted as much. So also I don't do drop back because my depth is a bit higher now. I kind of, you know, I like to just defend properly rather than just kind of invite too much pressure, because I feel like I'll just concede a goal there. And now my offensive play style is balance and not possession here, because like I was mentioning, the constant pressure. And when people are just, you know, inviting so much pressure on you, they're forcing so much pressure, balance actually allows you players to make some runs, whereas possession will just kind of, everybody will come close to you and you'll just get overwhelmed. There'll be nobody in space. So balance still kind of, you know, your cams might kind of run a bit and you can actually play a true ball and then just get past the whole press completely. So that's why I actually use balanced instead of something like possession. And then, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory here. I have target man for Ronaldo instead of like a get in behind, just because if I get the ball and I need to clear it, I can just hold X, boom, straight to Ronaldo. He can win the header. He'll be in front of the centre back with that instruction rather than behind him. Then Cruyff, come back on defense, you know, just help out a bit. On the left and right mids, I don't have come back on defense because, like I was saying, like if you have come back on defense on the left and right mid, which is already very defensive in this formation, they really just come way too far back, and it's kind of hard to just get out even when you get the ball back. So you don't want to, you know, lock yourself in either. And then this is the only time you'll see my Hullet on stay back while attacking. Him and Kante, I both have them just on stay back while attacking. Plus cover center. I don't know if I covered that in the other formations, but cover center is the way to go for sure. And then fullbacks just on stay back while attacking as well. So that's pretty much the 4-2-3-1 post-patch custom tactics summed up. Hope it kind of gave a little help, mainly. Quickly, this is the ultra attacking. If somebody wants to use that, it's just 4-2-2. I'm not going to go into it too much, but just because it was on the video, I'll just show it to you. So there it is. But anyways, guys, other than that, leave a like if you enjoyed. Drop a comment below, you know, telling me what formation you're using. Do you want different tactics in like a different formation or maybe a different game style? And yeah, other than that, just subscribe if you're new around here, and thanks for watching.